He's been brilliant this weekend. What can he do?
Yeah, Raul looked really good in Lombok as well. He's kept the momentum running. He's essentially without Jorge Martin on the grid, the second factory Aprilia runner. And it's good to see Trackhouse and Raul as strong as they are. I think the main threat, though, will be Pedro Acosta on the second row of the grid. Raul's looking good and Aprilia's working well, but Pedro through Stoner Corner this weekend. He's been channeling Casey Stoner through there. It's so good to watch him riding fast and loose.
Sliding that back around, and he does look incredible around this place. What about Alex Marquez? He can consolidate second.
Yeah, certainly looked good, but he did have the tip-off this morning in qualifying.
Twice, actually.
Yeah, twice, actually, sorry. Which is out of character for Alex. He's looked good yesterday in the afternoon session, but yeah, I think whenever you have two crashes in the morning, he might be a little bit reserved, although Alex this year continues to surprise me, so if he sticks it on the podium, I would not be surprised at all today. He'd be looking for the championship points more than anything.
And the winner last time out, Fermin Aldeguer, he heads the third row for Gresini. What else has he got to offer, do you think? He seems to have been a little bit up and down this weekend. I hope you can still hear. He's got a few issues technically. Yeah,
Fermin looks really good and probably a little bit frustrated to be on the third row of the grid. Looking at the speed he had, he's been looking solid all weekend. Loves this racetrack. The GP24 Ducati in his hands looks really strong as well, so fingers crossed for him with a good start. He can do something today.
Okay, what kind of race do you think we're going to get? We're looking at shots of Fabio Quartararo just sitting there looking very relaxed, leaning against the wall. It'd be so incredible if he could get a victory here.
It would. Yeah, I want to see a sprint evolve. We've seen in the early days of the sprint races really scrappy, fighting races, but recently they've been more of a qualifying performance using the soft tyre to the maximum. But around Phillip Island, I think the slipstream plays down this long straight. Opportunities to overtake are aplenty. So yeah, I think we're going to see a proper scrap here in this sprint.
Well, Jack is excited. 13 laps to go. Not long for us to see what's going to happen. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we are going sprint racing.
About chasing the glory here at Phillip Island for Pol Espargaro here this weekend. We are counting down to the sprint race start here. Check out the conditions. Beautiful blue skies with Jack Miller off the front row of the grid in this sprint race this afternoon. Can he get the job done? Time to find out.
It's Fabio Quartararo with an all-time lap record. The Frenchman flying in Q2 this morning. He's on pole in ours. Over the grid for the first time in 4.5 losses. We do not see a Ducati fit class career. The two Yamahas of Quartararo, there's Bezzecchi has clattered a few riders. I mean, that was a flock of seagulls there that was sort of serious damage to any of the motorcycles. Long lap penalty to serve. Ducati on the front row of the grid since the European going to have a sprint finish without a Ducati in the Meti have picked up at least one medal. As these riders do, it's in their DNA, of course, on the combination of Ducati and Honda just around this magnificent circuit. Sure, after we fluff the start in Mandalika, everything's in full glorious clear blue skies here. The sprint here in Phillip Island, a great start from pole position. Oh my goodness, like the whole tarmac opened up for Alex, who
Costa. So it is Raul Fernandez who leads us into
Mandalika Grand Prix winner was one thing here in Australia.
Costa with Marco Bezzecchi, he'll crank it up to around 3.
Through on the 37 KTM on the inside of Quartararo on a straight 15 kilometres an hour.
Loop on lap 2.
Well, on Friday afternoon, it was Miller darted back to the inside line. Good. The end of Q1's going to get him a 3-place grip penalty tomorrow.
Continue to blaze clear at the front. Once again, Acosta favouring lap.
In fact, Bagnaia has been picked off by Zarco. And as who led Raul in the Aprilia 1-2. It's Raul.
Certainly the early aggression is for sure Acosta. Alex Marquez is already over a second back of the leader.
Naya already up into 13th. He's
Pecco Bagnaia, and there's quite the catalogue of those already.
Last year, one of the few occasions where he has been second and a little bit more as they came through sector 3. Long radius, left-hander. They're going to fire up to
flying because he's probably got the pace to be up with the Aprilias.
Just slaps of the sprint for the number 25 Fernandez at 1:23. The gap just under half the second. Pedro Acosta and Fabio Quartararo, who are gang
sprint podium on home soil, but he's got to attack Alex Marquez.
A sprint medal, one of only 2 sprint top. Secchi's 1.5 seconds clear at rhythm. He's got into his groove. 127.1.
Doing it for the fans on the yacht. Said they just got the direction a little bit wrong, but he's just not got a chance then down the straight. It's not like you've been out broken into turn one, easy then to end up making a mistake.
Right, how on this circuit, but you also know the rider in front of you for tomorrow, when he does his double long lap where in the sprint race, not so much.
What it's showing already is in the main race.
Oh,
I don't think
there, the front there, so silly. Breathing route.
How weird! So much pace. He was 0.4 per second fast. I mean, there's 7 laps to go
through on Alex Marquez, and somehow
so nervous. I mean, you hear a lot of the Yamaha riders. It's easy for the riders. And Yai's just dropped down to 20th. He was around a...
That's the warm-up lap. There we are, a couple of echoes of Andrea Iannone here.
Hey. Hey, what?
I think these two...
Nervous, didn't it? At the top, yeah, it started shaking, closing it down fast.
Half a second, that was similar. We never got the sprint.
Thinking I've destroyed the whole field, whilst teammate out for the season due to injury, and his teammate...
Who is half a second quicker than him on this...
About the sport, and certain things happen that just... Wow.
The last couple of laps, here we go. Ooh.
That's it's a classic Phillip Island. The door open into turn 2 anyway, and just... Yeah, it's a strange one, that. He keeps sort of getting experience, seems a bit strange.
Fernandez will not give this up. He's got a...
We watched Fernandez as a young kid in Moto. He then started getting loads of pole positions, one race in Moto 2. That's why he got snapped up. This is going to be the place to do the pass.
Marco Bezzecchi. Now he moves to the inside.
The door should be open for him. It is.
Can he respond? Important that he does so.
See Bezzecchi, and that's what we've seen him do. All this angle, more movement, more spinning. You're wearing the...
Bezzecchi hits the front, finally. It's been now found his way through on Acosta. Not the easiest person here at the end of the sprint. He is close.
Yeah, exactly. Not had a chance.
As it stands,
it definitely does feel like the changing of the guard.
They're down in 20th. And Michele Pirro's doing end, but... You know, wouldn't look good.
It is. Well, the leaders are doing 27s. I mean, just to put it into perspective, in qualifying, Bagnaia just done his fastest lap of the race.
Espargaro, Luca Marini, lights.
Been having the worst weekend of 27s, catching that group.
Yeah. I mean, well, from here. Oh, that's... Who again is qualifying, is costing him. It's the classic Phillip Island move.
Yeah, the classics.
Still got a shot to the podium here. We're not quite sure. He's just not going to be able to keep the Gian Antonelli.
Which, you know, Jack's going to give it a go. He will.
He is close, is Jack still.
Yeah, if he's that close.
Tries a little switch back.
Well, we're not Pedro's like.
They're at about 100 miles an hour.
And there we go.
Picked it up nicely, actually, out of turn 1. Now going to happen. Marco Bezzecchi, the favourite win. Costa is third, holding off Jack Miller superbly. His butt's bruised and sick. But Bezzecchi...
And I can't believe what I'm about to say, but guess what? Man's got to do a double long lap penalty. But that, I'd say, 1.5 seconds per lap.
Yeah, maybe 2 back-to-back sprint wings with an extra...